Hello, my name's Mark, back in for another YouTube video. This one's quite a short one. It's just a simple jig video. Now, what I want to talk about in this week's video is these clamping squares. People who are making them, it's just scrap apply really, for ages. Yeah, if you're making a cabinet or something, you want square, so if that's your cabinet, put it inside the cabinet like that, which then holds it square. You bang a couple of clamps on it. Holds it square. You can clamp it up, do whatever, just dry fit. Works absolutely fine, nothing wrong with it. I just think I might come up with a slightly quicker, easier way of doing it. Okay, this is what I've come up with. Almost do it one-handed. Just add those bits of metal and a couple of cams. I'll show you how I made it. This bit is a little bit unplanned. I just want to say a massive thank you to Keith Brown for the shout out on recommending viewing on Friday night, his last video. Complete shock. And a massive thank you to all those people who've come across and subscribed. Can't believe how many people have. Thanks ever so much, and I hope you keep enjoying the videos. Okay, to make yourself some, well, obviously the first thing you need is the square, which is exactly the same as what you make if you're just putting the clamps on. And I think some of the tool manufacturers now sell these. I think Peter Millard at the 10-Minute Workshop, he sells them. But I mean, it's not that difficult to make, but obviously you've got to cut it square, otherwise it's fairly useless. So once I won't show you to make that, but literally just cut it out square. You cut the corner off, it makes it easier to go into the corner. Obviously any size you want really. The next thing you could use, for these straps that go across with the holes in, you could use a thin strip of wood or a thicker strip of wood for that matter, but you can buy these metal straps, builder straps or something they're called. I mean, they're like 30p each or something, 40p each in Toolstation. I mean, it hasn't got as many holes as would be nice because you've got wing nuts on there, so you can adjust the holes. But I mean, you can always drill some more holes in there. I mean, if you're doing like a lot of 18mm or something, my load of cabinets, you just set it up for 18mm. But I mean, obviously you can then move it down depending on the thickness of, you know, what you want to clamp. So you need a couple of those straps and make a couple of cams. Yeah, to make the cam part, literally I just drew around the end of I mean that's a super glue bar, but any small round thing would do, and then just, well, I suppose it's a couple of inches long, isn't it? But you can make it, well, it doesn't really matter. And then obviously to allow it, so as it spins, you've got to drill the hole off centre. Let me just take it really close to the camera so you can see. You can't drill that hole in the middle because obviously it won't. It needs to spin round, sort of, yeah, off centre to allow it to lock as it goes down. And then it's just basically a simple case of assembly. Then just a couple of holes in each. I've just put everything together with wing nuts, so if you don't want them on there, you can just take them off and it reverts back to a normal clamping square. Yeah, so what you end up with, you put that just goes in there and there, and then as the cam goes in, it tightens up, locks your square against your board. To release it, just undo it. So obviously you do have to set, you know, obviously depending on what's in there, you need to adjust it to make so, you know, so it'll still pull tight. But it's super simple operation. That's about all there is to it really. If you're still watching, I presume you found it helpful, or you're either that or you're seriously bored. if you could subscribe, that would really help me keep making videos like this and help the channel to grow. It'd be really good if you could subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, and thanks a lot for watching. Any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks a lot.